Welcome to YCP sessions. 4 synonyms of Raja Yoga or 4 synonyms of Hatha Yoga. Niralamba Avastha or Nishpatti Avastha. Unmani Avastha, that is no mind state. Turiya Avastha, that is sleep, no sleep state. Manonmani Avastha. These are the 4 different synonyms of Raja Yoga or different synonyms of Samadhi. So here we say that the breath, the prana, which is flowing through the Sushmana Nadi, makes the mind very still. There is steadiness in our mind. That steadiness in our mind is called as Manonmani. So when your mind is very steady, it is not taking any external input. The wire connecting the brain to the output from the so always our brain will be taking sensory inputs and other inputs, right? That connection has been cut. When the external stimuli is cut off from the brain over a long period of time, that means you are sitting in samadhi over a long period of time, your brain is very steady, no thoughts, steadiness of the mind, conscious functioning of the brain is turned off. That means your brain is not thinking whether I should sit like that, whether I should eat this, how to laugh. So the conscious, you have forgot about your own consciousness. Void, that is shunya, nothing is in your mind. Shunya is experienced. So this is known as Manonmani Avastha, absence of individual mind. So these are the 4 states which has been described in Bhattam, that is Geranda Samhita, are 4 different stages of Nada Anusandhana. And the same thing has been described in Hatha Yoga Pratipika. So the sloka says that Vapuhu kushatvam vadane prasannatha nada sputatvam nayane sunirmale aroghata bindur jayo agni deepanam nadi vishuddhi hatha siddhi lakshanam. So it says that Vapuhu is body, kushatvam. A person who reaches this state, his body will become very lean. Vadane prasannata, his body is healthy. Face glows with delight. Bindu under control. Anahata nada manifests. Appetite increases. Eyes are clear. This indicates that nadis are purified and Hatha Yoga is approaching. These are the lakshana of the Hatha Yoga practitioner. So what is meant by Hatha Siddhi Lakshana? Hatha means what are the symptoms you can see that this person is going to attain Hatha Siddhi? Is body becoming lean, body is healthy, face glows with delight, eyes are clear, he is able to hear the sound, appetite increases, his bindu is under control. So these are the different kinds of avasthas explained. There only again 6 types of samadhi is also explained. See, same concept. In Hatha Yoga, they say Nada Anusandhana. Here they are saying 6 types of Samadhi. We will just, in very brief, we will go through this. So 6 types of Samadhi is described in Geranda Samhita. First one, Dhyana Yoga Samadhi. So this Dhyana Yoga Samadhi, it is similar to Shunya meditation. Shunya means nothing. We should not think about anything. That is Shunya meditation. Use Shambhavi Mudra. So by using Shambhavi Mudra, fixing the mind on something and try to merge the soul into the eternal space. That is Dhyana Yoga Samadhi. Second one, Nada Yoga Samadhi using Bhramari Pranayama. This you know about Bhramari Pranayama. It involves engaging the mind with the nada of the humming sound. Rasananda Samadhi, you should use Kechari Mudra. So you might have seen about Kechari Mudra, you have to cut your tongue and then go inside. So attaining simply through the practice of Kechari Mudra, when the tongue is long enough and it turned upwards and backwards, it says that Amrita Bindu flows from the Sahasra, it should be caught there. It falls on the tip of the tongue and you should taste the nectar. That is Rasananda. Rasam, ekanindi పైన ఆజ్ఞా చక్రం నుండి అంటే సహస్ర చక్రం నుంచి రసం కారుతుంది. సో రసానంద సమాధి. లయ యోగ సమాధి, యూ షుడ్ యూజ్ యోని ముద్ర. Assuming yoni mudra, yogi should create the feeling of Shakti in himself and unite blissfully with the Paramatma. So this is like you should feel you are the Shakti and Purusha is the God. So merging yourself with the God is known as Laya. Laya means combining together, merging together. Next one, Bhakti Yoga Samadhi, concentrating on Anahata Chakra. Hatha means we will hear, Anahata means we won't be able to hear, but still in one's heart, that is Anahata. Anahata Chakra is here, right? So in one's heart, with supreme delight and with utmost devotion, one should always think about his Ishta Devata, that is Bhakti Yoga Samadhi. Always fill your body with devotion. Always fill your mind with emotion, that is Bhakti Yoga Samadhi. Last one, Mano Murcha Samadhi or Mano Murcha. Murcha Pranayama you might have heard. So in Murcha Pranayama, you will act as if there is no breath or no prana in your body. Similar to that one, practicing Murcha Pranayama, making the mind one pointed. The yogi should meditate only on the Atman. Atman, that is the Brahman. So the union of Atman with Paramatma is attained in this Samadhi. Mano Murcha means mind becoming unconscious. So you won't be very conscious of what you are doing. So these are the different types of Samadhi. Dhyana Yoga with the Shambhavi Mudra, Nada Yoga with Brahmari Pranayama, Rasananda with the Kechari Mudra, Laya Yoga with the Yoni Mudra, Bhakti Yoga with the Anahata Chakra, Mano Murcha Samadhi with the Murcha Pranayama. So according to your samskaras, according to your practice, you should be able to select any one of the Samadhi and practice to reach the eternal. So that is the end of this Hatha Yoga text. Different kinds of Samadhi, different kinds of Nada Anusandana, Asanas, Pranayama, Pratyahara, etc. So this is the end of a brief notes of all the 3 textbooks. I hope I have covered most of the things. This notes is very useful for UGC NET, and for your YCB only few things will be coming, but try to concentrate and check your syllabus also. You can prepare based on your syllabus. One more simple concept which is also in this second unit, Prasthana Trayi. Trayi means 3. Prasthanamu, starting. So let's discuss what is meant by Prasthana Trayi. So Prasthana Trayi is nothing but 3 authoritative primary sources which has been explained in our Vedanta. So we have in the first unit we explained about Shad Darshanas. At that Shad Darshanas we also explained about Upanishad, different kinds of Upanishads we also explained, right? So here what from all those Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and then this Shad Darshanas, different types of philosophies, 3 important sources of Vedanta has been selected. 3 important sources. Those 3 important combination of these 3 important sources are known as Prasthana Trayi. Simple one. 3 important sources or 3 important books or 3 important concepts of Vedanta have been selected. These 3 important sources together are known as Prasthana Trayi. What are those 3 sources or what are those 3 texts? Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras. Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras. So what are those Upanishads? We already described about Upanishads. These Upanishads are known as Shruti Prasthana. Shruti, hearing. Shruti, hearing. So these are the revealed texts that which are heard by some person from the other person or from the cosmic source, and then they were written. Shruti means they were transferred by hearing. The Guru used to tell something to the disciple used to hear, and then he used to write those textbooks. That are Upanishads. Bhagavad Gita is the Smriti by recalling. Recalling means memory. These are composed by sages based on the understanding of the Vedas. Smriti Prasthana is nothing but the Bhagavad Gita, which are remembered, recalled, and then the books were written. Smriti Prasthana. Third one, Brahma Sutra. These are the logic. Nyaya Prasthana. Nyaya Prasthana means the logical text that sets forth the philosophy systematically. That is in a logical. So in Shruti, whatever you hear, you are not checking whether it is right or wrong. You are just simply writing. In Smriti, you are recollecting what you have heard and then you are writing. That is the particular Maharshi is writing the book. Whereas in Nyaya Prasthana, okay, we already have Smriti books. How to keep them in one order? What is this Chandogya Upanishad? What is this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad? Where is the concept of Om is explained? Where is the concept of Panchakosha is explained? How to relate all those? How to come within a sequence so that I can understand, so that the future generation can understand. So they were able to go through all the books, all the Upanishads, all the Bhagavad Gita, and then they tried to arrange in a logic systematically. So this is known as Brahma Sutra. So there is also a point that no study of Vedanta. If you are studying any Vedanta textbooks, it is said that if you are not reading any of these three books, your study of Vedanta is not completed. So if a person is studying Vedanta, he should be able to study Upanishads. He should also study Bhagavad Gita. He should also study Brahma Sutra. If you study all these three books, then only your study of Vedanta would be finished. So why this Prasthana Trayi is important? It is important because all these three textbooks are the foundations of the Hindu philosophy. So these textbooks are nothing but which explain the philosophy of Hinduism, which explain the spirituality with a very comprehensive understanding. Comprehensive understanding means what is existing, what are the ethics, what are the practices to be done to achieve the target, to achieve these things, to achieve the spirituality. So everything we have explained in these textbooks. And each and every textbook, if you see, they have explained the holistic view of a individual or holistic view of a life. How a person should be there. What are the 4 stages? That is Brahmacharya, then Gruhastha, then Vanaprastha, then Sannyasa. How a person should start his life. What are the different stages of life? And then Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So what are the 4 things he should be taking care while leading the life? Why he should practice Dharma? From Dharma, by using Dharma, he should be able to earn money, Artha. With the help of his own money, he should be able to desire. That is Kama. After enjoying all the pleasures, he should move on to Moksha. So they have integrated all the knowledge for the humanity. Philosophy, how to lead the life, how to achieve Moksha. And these 3 textbooks, they provide guidance to the humanity, to the individuals, how to lead a purposeful life, fulfilling their duties, understanding the nature of themselves, understanding the nature of the God. So these 3 textbooks will help you to attain spiritual liberation. That's why it is very much important to read all these textbooks. So the first one, which we said Upanishads, it is also known as Vedanta. Anta of Veda is Vedanta, that is Upanishads. Upanishads are the Vedanta, that is end of Vedas. So these are collection of ancient philosophical texts that delve into the spiritual and metaphysical aspects of life, how to lead the life, physical aspects, spiritual aspects are explained. They explain about Brahman, Atman, and how to achieve moksha is explained. They also explain Vedic thought, how spiritual knowledge and why self-realization is important. All these things with respect to Hindu philosophy is explained in Upanishads. Whereas in Bhagavad Gita, we all know that is a part of the Indian epic Mahabharata. This is the conversation between Prince Arjuna and Lord Krishna. This is the Bhagavad Gita is the book which we usually follow, where the entire life will be explained. If you have any question, if you are having any problem, go and read Bhagavad Gita, your problems will be solved. So this is a spiritual wisdom given by Lord Krishna to the entire humanity. So this Bhagavad Gita, it addresses the duty, that is dharma which we should follow, righteousness, devotion, various parts of yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, everything is explained in Bhagavad Gita. The third one, Brahma Sutras, it is also part of Vedanta. So these are known as Uttar Mimamsa also. In other way, they are also called as Uttar Mimamsa Sutras. They provide a logical and philosophical framework. So if I explain something, if there is no logic, some people might not understand. But if you follow Brahma Sutras, everything with a logic, they will be explaining about the metaphysical concepts which are represented in the Upanishads. They offer interpretations and commentaries of various philosophers which they have given in the Upanishads. So this is the Prasthanatraya. So mostly one question you might be getting here. What are Shruti Prasthana? Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Mahabharata. You have to write Upanishad. Which is Shruti Prasthana? Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Brahma Sutra, and other thing you have to write Bhagavad Gita. So just remember Upanishads, Shruti Prasthana, Bhagavad Gita, Smriti, Brahma Sutra, Nyaya Prasthana. Yeah. That's it for today.